southern public land unit this afternoon. It's December 28th, and we've got a little bit of a heat wave coming through. It's 20 degrees out or so right now. It's been in the negatives and just above for a few days in a row. We haven't been out, it's just too cold to go out and sit. We're going back to that bedding area spot where we've had encounters with the shooter bucks every time we've been in. We just haven't got one to do exactly what we want to do, but tonight feels like a good night. Got some snow on the ground. We should be able to cut them off if they're going out to those bean fields or ag fields to eat, and if they're eating the native browse like they have been doing, well, they should still be in there, so it should be a good evening for us. We're gonna go in, we're all bundled up because it's cold out, but we're gonna head in now, see if we can't get on one of them shooter bucks here as our season is just about over with. As you can tell, we've got a lot of snow on the ground, so we don't know if that's going to change up the pattern of what these deer have been doing, if that's going to force them to go to those carbohydrates, to those cornfields that are around us, or if they're still going to be fine going to the beans, eating the native browse. So we don't know exactly what they're going to do, but we're headed in, we're going to figure it out. If it doesn't help us this year, it'll help us next year. And one other thing we can do with this fresh snow is see if the deer are still moving around back there and where they're moving around back there. If nothing else, this should be a great learning experience to help us put those pieces together on this property. Well, we made it in here another time without spooking any deer. On the way in, we seen quite a few beds as we got closer to this location, and quite a few tracks, so hopefully that's a good sign for things to come this evening. We've also seen a few trails up on this hill going out to that bean field behind us. That's another good sign. Everything looks good right now. The weather's good, we got the correct wind, so hopefully tonight we start seeing some deer move, and hopefully we start seeing them move early, but we'll see what happens. She went up that trail where those bucks in first night. Okay. But now it's down on the other side of that wall.
Headed out to eat. Yeah. They shouldn't, dude. They're on their feet already, dude. Should be good. It's a buck. Oh, it's a shooter, dude. Big buck.
Well, we haven't been sitting very long. We've already had probably 15 minutes after we got in and got sat down. We had one doe come through first, I believe. And then we had a group of does come and follow her. And right behind that group of does was a nice shooter buck, and he was hot on the trail of that first doe that came through. Because he started heading our way, he started jogging a little bit, and we thought he was coming right down here when he get a shot at him. As soon as he crossed that trail where that doe went, he turned and went up. And where all those does and that buck are going, and right over kind of my left shoulder behind me, there's an ag field up on top of this hill. And that must be the hot food source right now, because they're moving and they're moving early. It's been cold for the past week or so. So they're needing that food, and they're hitting it pretty hard, it seems like. So we know there's more bucks in here, and if that was in fact a hot doe for some reason, there's going to be more bucks coming through here. So we've already seen some good action. We keep seeing does come through. We had a doe come through right in front of us, and we just had another doe come through, so it's been a pretty good night so far. All we need is that buck to come through. We need him to get a little bit closer, but good evening so far. And the reason we're sitting here, because as we know right now, it's pretty obvious that there's a bedding area just off to our north, and then there's that ag field off behind us. So they're coming out of that bedding area, going up this little draw, and then out to that ag field. So it's worked good so far, and that's the reason we're sitting here tonight. And right now, the problem we're having is that the property line is just about right where those deer are walking. So we literally can't get any closer to them without trespassing. So that's why we're not moving over there to get closer to them. Because the fact is, that's probably the first place we would have sat had we been able to the first time in and every time after that, but we just can't get any closer to them. So we're going to need a lucky break here tonight. Well, it was a pretty good evening for us down here again. It started pretty early. We had that group of does come through, and then right after that we had that nice buck come through. We had a couple more does filter by after that, and then it kind of went silent. After that we didn't see anything for the final probably hour or so, but still a good spot. We really like that spot. They've pretty much been doing what we thought they were going to be doing in that area. We were just expecting more bucks to be back there, and the streak continues because we've seen a nice buck in there every time we've gone in there. It just hasn't quite worked out. I think part of that is we found this spot a little bit late in the year, so had we found it earlier in the year, I think it would have been a great spot for us to kill a buck out of. But it's been a great spot so far this late season.